Alright, hey guys, what is going on? How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. It has been a while. It has been a few months since I have posted my last YouTube video, and there is some backstory to it. Some of it was fun, some of it wasn't. But I am hopefully back. I am hopefully back for a while and planning on making some new YouTube videos. So hopefully if you guys stick around, you will start to see some new content come out. But we shall see. We shall see what life throws my way. Anyway, I thought I'd jump back in with quite a simple video, to be honest. One in which I talk about the Anvil C8X Expedition. Quite a long name, but quite a small ship. And basically this video is going to be talking about why I think almost every Star Citizen player should own one of these ships. Now, there are quite a few reasons as to why I think every Star Citizen player should own this particular ship. But first of all, I think let's talk about the ship itself. So originally, the standard CA Anvil comes with the Carrack. That is its sort of shuttle. And in essence, it is designed to be exactly that. A small, easy to fit shuttle that is supposed to help in aid the Carrack's exploration. It fits in the small hangar bay in the Carrack. And this particular model, the C8, is I say it's the better version, but there's small differences between this and the standard variant. Namely, the weapon mounts. The standard one comes with 2, this one comes with 4. They're all size 1, 2 in the nose there, and 2 on the wings. Also come with a miss as well, which I believe is size 2, but correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, let's get to the reasons as to why I think every player should own one of these, because that is quite a jarring statement. Star Citizen has a lot of ships, big and small, cheap and expensive. So why do I think the C8 is so special? Why do I think everyone should own one? Well, I think the first reason is because it's so small. It is an incredibly small ship. I mean, the profile is I mean, look how tall this ship is. I'm currently on Daymar. Yes, it has low gravity, but I mean, I'm jumping and I can already see just about the top of the ship. It is very, very low. It's also not very long. I mean, I can walk past the ship in a matter of seconds. And it is also not very wide. You'll notice even the wings, these small chubby little wings, even they fold up to help create this even shorter length of a ship that is already very small. And luckily these little winglets don't actually go beyond the height of the ship, so it's not like a Mustang where you fold it up. It then becomes extremely tall in profile. This ship is just tiny, and that's one of the reasons you should get it, is because this ship is one of, if not the smallest ship, I may be wrong, but I think it is one of, if not the smallest ship that has a quantum drive. Yeah, there are ships like the P-52, which are even smaller and snub designed, but they don't have a quantum drive. I think one of the smallest ships to have a quantum drive is stuff like the the Razor, the Misk Razor, which is a racing ship, vastly different from this. This, however, this is purely, I suppose, a utilitarian ship, but because it's so small, it makes it incredibly useful. You can see here I've got 4 SU worth of cargo. I've just packed it full of biohazard waste to kind of showcase what that looks like. And I mean, for example, this thing carries 4 SCU, which is the same as the Mustang Alpha, which is, in comparison to this, a much larger ship in terms of its I mean, you aren't fitting the Mustang Alpha in many ships. I mean, you need something really big to fit the Mustang Alpha because of the way its wings fold up and its height, which means it only ends up fitting something like an 890 jump. This, however, this can fit in stuff like the M2. I mean, it can't fit in ridiculously small stuff like a Starfarer or a Constellation, but like I said earlier, it'll fit in the Carrack, it'll fit in the 890 jumps hangar, and also its cargo bay. Like I said, this will fit in the M2, and later down the line when we get more ships, I mean, this is going to fit in stuff like obviously the much larger Drake Caterpillar. But the importance here is that it takes up so little room. I mean, imagine how many of these you'd be able to fit in the Drake. I mean, like the Drake Kraken, sorry, if I may have said Caterpillar earlier, I meant the Kraken. But But yeah, this thing is just, because it's so small, it's going to fit on so many ships so easily, and because its profile is so small, you can get quite a lot of useful things. I mean, 4 SU of cargo, 3 seats, and if you take out the SU of cargo, I mean, it would be a bit cramped, I suppose, if you wanted to, you know, just sort of pile people in here. But if you wanted to shuttle, I don't know, what, let's say a dozen people down to the surface from your capital ship, whatever that may be, you can easily do that. You wouldn't have to take out something like a Starfarer to shuttle 12 people down. Like I said, it'd be cramped, but you could do it. I mean, this thing has a lot of space to cram in a fair amount of people. Also, it can, of course, because it's got the ramp, it makes it extremely easy for loading things, such as just, you know, boxes and stuff that you pick up. Perhaps you've done some mining. Just store the boxes in here, and again, off you go. It makes it extremely easy to load, unload stuff. So yeah, I think the reason that this is going to be so useful to players, and why I recommend one, is because it can do so much in such a small package that it's going to be extremely useful to groups of friends and orgs. I mean, let's say one of your friends owns a fairly large ship, like an M2 that's recently come into the game. If you want to be able to tag along with him, if you own a 300i, a Mustang Alpha, stuff like that just isn't going to fit inside of its cargo bay. If you want to tag along with somebody and actually have a ship that has a quantum drive, that has weapons, that has cargo capacity, that basically has like the standard of everything, this is as small as you're going to get. And I think it's going to be extremely useful to have one of these that you could just slot in wherever you want with your mates who have bigger ships like an M2 in future, that have stuff like the Drake Kraken or an 890 Jump, or even a Carrack if your mate doesn't have the standard C8 for whatever reason. And then of course the newly introduced Liberator. This thing, having one of these on board is going to be great because you can shuttle people down, and I mean like probably a dozen, I would say, people down to the surface, perhaps take a bit of cargo with you, even jump to different planets, because this thing has a very good quantum range. I mean, if you fit this in with a light-fire quantum drive, you're going to have 119 million kilometers of range. Now that will get you from Port Olisar to Microtech and back on 1 tank of fuel. Now that's fairly impressive for such a small ship. I mean, that is pretty good. I mean, not only that, but I mean, this thing also doesn't cost that much. It only costs, I mean, if you're talking about Alpha UEC, it only costs about 400,000 Alpha UEC, which isn't a lot, to be fair. That's not a lot. That is like slightly more than the Ballista. If you're talking about dollars or whatever, like normal currency, it's about $54 or 49 euros or 43 pounds, which I do think is slightly on the more expensive side, to be honest. So I wouldn't recommend buying this thing with actual money. However, I would recommend buying this thing with UEC if you want to grind out whatever it is, or whatever profession it is you use to make UEC. But yeah, I mean, that, I suppose I've summarized the majority of what I've wanted to say here. Probably you can tell this isn't going to be the most comprehensive video. This definitely isn't going to be the best video I've ever made. I'm trying to get back into YouTube and learn along the way. But yeah, so in a quick summary, this is a very nice small ship with the right quantum drive that has 190 million kilometers of range, can carry 4 SE of cargo, the same as the Mustang Alpha, but has a much smaller profile, can fit in a ton of ships without taking up too much room, can probably carry a dozen people down to the surface extremely easily, can get you to Port Olisar and Microtech back on 1 tank of fuel with the right quantum drive, and can seat 3. I mean, this thing is just a great small package, and I think the people who are going to want this most are people who have friends with bigger ships that want to be able to have something they can just, you know, tuck away in a hangar bay or a cargo bay and still be useful. You know, they can tag along, but they don't have to bring along their massive 300i and take up loads of space in the hangar bay. Instead, you can put this into a little corner and carry something a lot better. I mean, if you want to do a mining operation and your ship's big enough and you want to carry something like a Misk Prospector, chances are you can probably tuck this away in the cargo bay somewhere. It is that small. but yet you still have a whole nother shuttle to go about doing other things. I mean, if you drop into a system and you want to take, you want to drop something off at the nearest planet or pick up some people while your other ships, your main ships in your hangar bay go off and do their thing, whether it's mining or transportation or combat. That's kind of what this thing is. It's going to be a very good utilitarian ship for people to have who have bigger ships or groups of friends or orgs, and they want to basically tag along but not take up too much room in the hangar bay or the cargo bay. There you go. Clear as mud. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's just something small and just to sort of get me back and started with YouTube. I've got a few ideas hopefully coming up soon. But yeah, if you liked this video, please like it and let me know, and I can hopefully do more of this sort of stuff. I do enjoy playing Star Citizen when it works. Can be a bit of a pain, but that is Star Citizen at the moment, I'm afraid. But yeah, obviously subscribe and stick around for more similar content like this, where we talk about ships and Star Citizen and other games like CSGO or GTA. But yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.